Is social work a profession? Republic Act 4373 promulgated in 1965 gave social work formal recognition as a profession. However, it takes more than the passage of a law to establish a profession. What then constitutes a profession? Based on careful canvass of the sociological literature on occupation, Ernest Greenwood was able to distill the following 5 elements as constituting the distinguishing attributes of a profession. The following are: systematic body of theory, professional authority, community sanction, regulative code of ethics, and professional culture. Systematic body of theory. These skills that characterize a profession flow from and are supported by a fund of knowledge that has been organized into an internally consistent called a body of theory. Theory serves as a base in terms of which the professional rationalizes his operation in concrete situations. Acquisition of the professional skill requires a prior or simultaneous mastery of the theory underlying that skill. Because understanding of theory is so important to professional skill, preparation for a profession must be an intellectual as well as practical experience. Social work, like all other profession, derives knowledge from so many different sources, and in addition, builds its own body of knowledge from knowledge. There are 3 types of knowledge. We have tested knowledge, is knowledge that has been established through scientific study or research. In social work, tested knowledge comes on the form of borrowed knowledge from different profession and disciplines, as well as from that which has been developed through social work research, followed by hypothetical knowledge. Still has to undergo transformation into tested knowledge, even if tentatively such knowledge may be accepted to explain certain facts. We do use a great deal of such unproved theory in the field of social work, and many analytic and evaluative studies, which have been undertaken, require further investigation as to come close to being established theory. And lastly, assumptive knowledge, or practice wisdom, of course, abound in social work. We can perhaps say that the more abound in social work, we can perhaps say that the more experience one has had in practice, the more assumption or supposition he tends to make related to his work. The next attributes of the profession is professional authority. Extensive education in the systematic theory of her discipline provides the professional with a type of knowledge which the layman does not have. In a helping relationship, the professional judgment and authority are respected and accepted by his client, unlike in a transaction with non-professional, where the rule is the customer's is always right. This authority ascribed to the professional by reason of her educational background gives client a sense of security that the professional has the capacity to help him with his problem. Community sanction. A profession's authority by way of giving it certain powers and privileges. Among these powers and privileges are the profession's control over its training centers, admission into the profession, and standards for professional performance. A profession's control over its training centers is usually achieved through an accrediting process, exercised by one of the associations within the profession. Regulative code of ethics. Every profession has a built-in regulative code, partly formal and partly informal, which compels ethical behavior on the part of its members. This code serves to check possible abuses which can arise out of a profession's exercise of authority and its accompanying powers and privileges. The professional usually swears to a formal written ethical code upon being admitted to practice. And lastly, professional culture. Formal and informal groupings characterize all occupations, including the profession. For social work, the network of formal and informal groups within which it operates includes the organizations that benefit from a profession's services: schools, courts, social agency, hospitals, etc. The institution which produce and replenish professional manpower, and the professional association which promotes professional interest and aims. Thanks for watching. For more social work updates, visit my YouTube page, hit the bell and subscribe.